Well, it looks like I'm live again. Hello, hello. How are you again? So my name is Lauren Bright, and I am doing this as take two. And the reason we're here today is I want to share just a little bit about who I am. I know that there are a lot of people that are following my page and liking my page and sharing posts, and I truly appreciate it. And I thought, someone might want to actually know who this person is, who is the person behind the post. So here I am. So the first thing I want to say is that if you were with me earlier and there was no sound, that is on me. That is completely my bad. But now I believe we have sound. So I'm just going to double check here and see if anyone's in the comments. You can just chat and just say, yeah, we hear you. But I think you can hear me now. So what I did want to share with you, though, is that one of my main philosophies is food is fuel, not entertainment, mostly. And why I say them mostly is that because I have largely maintained a 97-pound weight loss, there are still some times when I want to eat just for fun. And you know what, you guys, that's okay. But largely we want to focus on food just being for fuel. So I took some notes here that I wanted to just make sure to cover some things about me. Even though it's me, I still wanted to just kind of trim it down. So in order to do certain things, prevent certain diseases without the use of medication, which is what I have done, what you eat is a big part of that. So diabetes runs in my family, high blood pressure runs in my family, and heart disease runs in my family. And so once I learned that food could be used to prevent me from getting those diseases, even though it runs in my family and I did not have to use prescription medication, I was all in. So that is also a big part of why I do what I do as a diabetes prevention coach. Now, the other reason that makes me qualified to do that, there actually are a couple, but in addition to doing this on my own, I have been certified by the CDC Diabetes Prevention Program. So what that means is that I've gone through their training, I've completed all the steps, I've completed all the classes, I apply those principles to the current clients that I currently have. And that is so that you can still enjoy some of the foods you want, make the lifestyle changes that you need to again, prevent the onset of type 2 diabetes. The other certification that I have is one in obesity prevention. So that is by the Center for Obesity Prevention and Education, which is by the Villanova School of Nursing. And so what that is all about is preventing obesity, because it is proven there is plenty of data to support the contribution that obesity has to certain diseases. So those two certifications, again, along with the personal experience that I've had, and I promise you I've tried just about every diet out there, and that I've maintained the weight loss, are the keys to why I am qualified to help you with your attempt to prevent the onset of type 2 diabetes without using medication. So these certifications and this experience really is something that other health coaches do not have, who may be trying to help you. And I include nutritionists in that as well, because what makes me different than them is that I'm not just providing you with one diet to use. I do give you a community and a meal plan to use so that you can really customize it to what works best for you. Because although none of us are unicorns, we're all pretty special on our own. So the third thing I want to talk about is why type 2 diabetes. Why has that become my passion and my mission and my contribution to the world? And really, it started, I would like to actually go back a little bit. So when I went to undergrad, I wanted to be a doctor. So I actually think it's kind of funny that I'm now kind of back in this medical space. So when I went away to college, I wanted to be a doctor. And so I took biology. You have to take biology. You have to go through biology 101 successfully in order to become a doctor. And that goal really was largely because it was financially driven, if I'm being honest. And also it was one of those careers that was considered being as an upstanding citizen. You want to be a doctor. So this is back in the 70s and 80s, and that was just the path to, success. So, so that's what I looked at for myself. So biology 101 and me, not BFFs. I took it twice. I got 2 Ds, and I'm like, well, guess it's time for me to do another career. So I did. And so that's really kind of why I think it's funny or just kind of ironic that I'm now back in that space, not fully where I have to memorize all the veins and all the everything and all the different colors, although that was fun. It's not something that's required for my work here as a diabetes prevention coach. So the one other thing that has personal meaning to me is that if I knew then what I know now about the importance of food and how critical it is to our overall health, I feel like I could have helped my father a lot more. I mean, my daddy got type 2 diabetes as an adult and ultimately died from complications related to that. So he had the kidney failure. He had the difficulty with the eyesight. He didn't have any limbs that were, that had to be amputated or anything like that. So that was a relief. But still, having lost him earlier than I would have liked, because it's just too early whenever we lose a parent who we love dearly. I'm now like, okay, I can help people, I can do this. And then that on top of the joy that I have had as a result of losing the 97 pounds and really just maintaining most of it. I may have gained back 30 of it. And so I kind of go back and forth, 30, 20, 30, 20, maybe 10. There's a kind of internal joy from that I can't give to someone, I can't tell them, but I can help you get there. So those are kind of the two personal reasons that I want to continue to help people like you who may have a history of type 2 diabetes in your family. Maybe you have a history of hypertension. I don't know. Like I mentioned, heart disease is another one, but you've maybe are like, hey, what can I do? Is this possible for me? I've done all the diets. Yes, it is possible. There are many other things and many other ways that you can actually help yourself, even though you've tried in the past, not get these diseases. And then the last thing I want to talk about is what you see in this background here. So this is my camper. This is my home. Y'all are looking in my living room right now. This is where I live. It is actually my Zoom virtual background now, but this is legit what my home looks like. And what's so fun about that is it's nice and compact. Everything I need is right there. There's a TV, there's a fireplace, everyone watch TV, there's a lounge chair, there's heated lounge chair. Kitchen is there, about everything I need is in that little space. And what I love about that and how that relates to my life as a diabetes prevention coach is that it's very practical. By doing certain things, by having what I need on hand, makes my days much easier in terms of planning what I'm going to eat, knowing that I have things on hand that are going to be better for me and they're going to be good. I tell people low carb, low fat does not mean low delicious. And I also remind them, I used to be almost 250 pounds. I like to eat. I still like to eat. I just eat differently, and I still am able to enjoy good tasting foods, whether that's the full fat ice cream or whether it's cauliflower, twice baked cauliflower that it seems like it's twice baked potatoes. What are they called? The potato skins. I don't even know if people make those anymore, but I'm old. So that's used to be a favorite treat. So that's pretty much it. So I think it's kind of fun that I live in a camper. I enjoy it. And I also drive a pickup truck. And one of the other cool things about me is that I do want to own my own cows. I want to get some cows. I want to get some cattle, some beef cattle, and raise them for beef. So one of the things I like to tell people also, another thing I like to tell people about the importance or the fun thing about the work that I do and who I help is that I help meat eaters who also have a sweet tooth learn how to eat and think so they can lose weight and keep it off and prevent the onset of type 2 diabetes without using medication, even if it runs in their family. So I said I was going to keep this brief. I think the sound was working this time. Totally bad on my fault on that first video. But if you want to learn more about me and hear kind of this full story, and you got maybe an hour of time and you're just rolling down the road, go to my website, laurenbright.com/Salome, SALOME. And you can listen to an interview. One of my mentors interviewed me and I talked way too much about things in my past. It really wasn't too much, but again, as I started this video today saying, I don't love talking about myself, but I did quite a bit in that video. So I wanna thank you so much for being with me today. This is awesome. I will be back next Friday at 11:30 Central Time, and we'll talk a little bit more about A1C and your health. Okay, so thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. I will leave and I'll check back and get to those. And I'll also put the link to the podcast episode with a little bit more about my background. Okay, thanks again for watching. Bye for now.